Anyone who simps for Makima doesn't understand her character, is someone who doesn't love her, and is someone who would spit in the face of her wants and desires. Hello and welcome, I am the Anonymous Weeb, and here to discuss with you why simping, barking and degrading yourselves for Makima is the worst thing you can do, and is actively hurting her both on an emotional level and a goal-oriented level. With Makima being one of the best written antagonists written in recent times, from her influence on the story and characters, to her goals and raw presence in the story, you would think that would be enough to give people reason not to simp for her to the point that they start barking at the first sight of her. But people do, so that's why I feel the need to step up to the plate and explain to these people why what you're doing is stamping on and disregarding the dream of a character you claim to love. I'll break this video down into two sections, one where we discuss the goals of Makima and how simping for her goes against them, and a second half where I discuss personal feelings and morality with regards to it. Starting off with Makima's goals, what were they again? To control Chainsaw Man is the obvious one, saving humanity from the dangers that they face in the third one which we don't learn from the woman herself but from another character, a desire that seems to be rooted within the very nature of that which she represents, that being control, and that desire is equality. A devil born to represent the very idea of one being having power over another, a fear of losing your autonomy, the fear which your simping only reinforces. The idea of giving yourself entirely over to someone else is the exact opposite of what Makima is seeking. She doesn't want to be stronger, she doesn't want to have more people be afraid of her, of being controlled. Deep down inside, what Makima is seeking is to have a relationship with an equal. To have a relationship not based upon one person being more powerful, important or otherwise in charge of the other. If people that simped for her truly loved her, they wouldn't simp for her at all, because all they are doing is denying her the one thing that she wants most. A simp for Makima might as well be her greatest enemy, for while she claims to love dog, she only loves them as far as one should reasonably love a pet, a being which is lesser than yourself. Moving on to the morality and her personal feelings towards it, I can see Makima having a deep-seated hatred for the very idea of someone simping for her. Look how she treats those she is able to control. There is no warmth, no love, nothing but a callous disregard for their well-being, while she continues to twist and manipulate them into their own demise. The only being she has ever shown even the slightest hints of true affection for is Chainsaw Man, the berserker monster of which never once bent the knee to her, never once allowed himself to be subjugated by her, rebelling against her even when she had crushed the will of its host. Makima is someone who has already tossed aside the idea of being human for the sake of achieving her goals, and in that path she has completely removed herself from the very idea of individuals. To her, she views humanity as a whole because they continue to bend the knee to her, and as much as she hates it, she will continue to use them, to preserve them, in hopes of one day there will be those who rise above and greet her not as a mistress, not as a boss or a master, but rather a friend, an equal, and humanity was only allowed to continue to exist for the sake of that day coming. If Makima had been actively confronted with the idea of people simping for her, well, I wonder if the humans of Chainsaw Man's world would actually have continued to exist if that hope died out within her bosom. Because, for all the things Makima has done, all the atrocities she has committed and the darkness she has painted herself in, there is one thing she has never lost, and that is hope. Hope that someone she can't control, someone she can view as her equal, will come along and take her hand, and together they will be able to embrace and hug. In all of the series, Makima might be the one person who has the greatest resolve and hope, because for countless years she has awaited this person, and even after she has perished that desire remains within Nayuta. To simp after such a woman, is to crush her hopes and dreams, to walk all over that which she so desperately clung to as she pushed herself to harm humanity to save it. Thinking of how each simp is like a dagger shoved into her heart, I can only close my eyes and imagine how much pain that would cause. Just finishing off with a bit of a meta-narrative, I think that the story of Chainsaw Man, or at least this part about Makima and Denji, is about breaking free from the chains of control and walking forwards into a brighter future, not being held back by others. And I believe Fujimoto pretty clearly demonstrated that with how Denji inevitable overcame Makima and is now raising the new control devil, granting her the dream Makima was never able to accomplish, a relationship built upon equality. But this is just what I had to say about it. I'd like to know what your own personal thoughts are regarding the simping for Makima idea that has been going around, and seems to have reached an all-time high with the anime on its way. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like. If you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe and ring the bell. I look forwards to hearing from you in the comments below. Have a night, day or night wherever you are, and stay safe.